You are watching Not the Chair Circle. Viewers are advised that this program is click-free. Please do not like or subscribe. Any comments are welcome. Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Not the Chair Circle. Like a shirt? Yeah. No, it is a shirt, I haven't been sick. You know, I was 10 years sober when I made this. Goes to bloody show you, doesn't it? I've been watching those YouTube videos on how to make YouTube videos, and they all seem to say that the first 100 you make are going to be crap. So we've just got 96 left to go, dear viewer, and then you might have something worth watching. They also say you're supposed to hook your audience in the first minute, and I'm not really doing that, am I? So we have got a packed programme tonight. We will have the continuing story of my quest to escape group therapy and ease my Sellae-Circulophobia. My plan was to go from being a fat drunk person to a thin sober person, and therefore negate the need for me to go to group therapy at all. But we also have a new item, musical therapy. Now that one is going to require audience participation, so if you could stick around, I'd be really grateful. Episode 4, diet and exercise. Now at the time I knew two things about diet and exercise, nothing and sod all. So I headed off to what for me was the font of all knowledge, Netflix. The most impressive figure on Netflix was a nutter called Joe Cross, star of Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead. He drove across America despite being Australian, forsaking his beloved junk food and only drinking green pulp, which he made in a blender from vegetables. He ate nothing at all. He kept this up for 60 days and unsurprisingly lost a ton of weight. I kept it up for 3 days and thought I was going to die. I had images of being found on the bathroom floor looking like a 6-foot rubber glove, having shat myself inside out. I later found out that Joe Cross put all the weight back on, but the idea of the green smoothie persisted. I modified it and toned it down to once a day, plus meals, and I've kept it up to this day. Join me in my kitchen on any morning of the week. This is my own recipe. 1. A bag of spinach. The women down our supermarket call me Popeye. So bloody witty. I regard them with scorn as they all weigh more than I do these days. Now the trend is all rave on about kale, but I think that tastes like fly spray. I also have 2 carrots, a cucumber, an apple and some celery. That makes 3 vegetables and 2 fruits, which I am told is optimal. In case you were wondering, the cucumber is a fruit. Don't listen to his arguments. You're a fruit cucumber and you know it. Here you can see a transferable skill from my drinking days. Watch the ease with which I dispatch a litre jar of the green muck down my neck. Because I'm an addict, I have an addict's mentality. More is always better. I sink 2 jars of the awful concoction and that is my healthy eating over for the day. After that I stuff what I like. My understanding of the science is that the bacteria in my gut think it is party time in Rio when this filth hits my stomach. And in return they destroy all the other rubbish that I consume. Now I'm not going to say anything like, I've grown to love the taste. People who say that are all bloody liars. It tasted awful the first day I had it and it still tastes just as bad 12 years later. So there you have it, that's my diet regime such as it is. Now on to exercise. I started out by running, which was fair enough, but I was getting dog's abuse on the council estate where I live. That probably doesn't translate very well abroad. If you're from across the pond, think the projects. That's about the nearest you can get to a council estate. And the little bastards that lived round our way would chase me for miles, hurling abuse at me. So I just ended up going out running earlier and earlier and earlier in the morning just to avoid the little shits that live around here. I was charging through the woods at 3 o'clock one morning, I kid you not. I heard heckling. I looked round, there was a bunch of doggers heckling me from a car. I could not believe it. Bare bum bastards were giving me abuse from this car. So that's when I decided to call it quits and join the gym. And this is what happened there. Now there are two types of gym. The luxury health and fitness spa and the one I signed up to. For a small fee I got a swipe card to get in and the manager's best wishes for my survival. It was very much like going back to school. There were areas of the playground where the big boys ruled and us farts were in great danger should we ever actually stray onto their territory. Reverting to my 10-year-old self, I decided to bribe one of the big boys immediately and spare myself a beating. The gym version of this was to hire a personal trainer. This was not, however, without a certain degree of ritual humiliation. Every time I thought I was doing okay, I was brutally reminded of just how feeble I really am. It felt like a case of anything you can do, I can do twice as good, twice as long. I'm sure that some of the exercises I was given were just made up for the others' amusement. Attempting to go it alone one day, I received the ultimate humiliation.
There we go. Excellent. One more, Bob. There you go. Good man. Excellent.
You will notice throughout this footage that I was wearing clothes that covered my old carcass from neck to ankle. There's a good reason for that. If you've lived in Britain in the last 50 years, then I need say only two words. Jimmy Savile. Jimmy Savile was a dirty old man who plagued British TV and radio for over half a century. He claims, when working as a DJ, to have invented the twin-deck turntable. This is almost certainly a lie. He did, however, invent the Sunday charity fun run. He did this not only to promote his image as a fundraiser for the underprivileged, but to accommodate his prurient need to chase young girls around public parks without fear of arrest. In later life, in order to further facilitate his deviant behaviour, he took to wearing minuscule satin running shorts at all times. To this day in England, any man of a certain age seen wearing such attire will automatically be branded a sexual pervert. No man in the country would want to be labelled a Jimmy Savile. And there you have it in a nutshell, dear viewer. A small insight into my daily routine and my diet and exercise regime, such as it is. Was it successful? Yeah, it was. I mean, I didn't have to go to group therapy, I didn't have to go to hospital at all. Then my eyesight failed, my hair fell out, and I found out I'd got cancer. But that's for episode 5, so I do hope you'll join me, always supposing that is you're still watching. Now, we promised you musical therapy and you'll have it. For me, I'm going to sign off now. I thank you for your kind indulgence. Over to Studio 4. Musical therapy. Good evening, viewers, and welcome to Musical Therapy. Now we're going to do what's called a call and response song. You'll all know it. It's from Jungle Book, King of the Swingers. So I'm going to sing it and you're going to do the other bits. Okay, now we did have a digital auto teleprompt thing, but it bust. So I had to dig around in my psyche and I found myself a little helper. This is McGowan. Yeah, I know, but you follow him, I'll do my bit, and who knows. Okay, first one. Well, I'm the king of the swingers, whoa, the jungle VIP. I reached the top and I had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man cub and stroll right into town and be just like the other men, 'cause I'm tired of monkeying around. Oh, whoopie-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you. You see, it's true that an ape like me can learn to be human too. Well, that was rubbish. There was one of you singing and the rest were doing bloody goldfish impressions. I don't think I can't see. Verse 2. This is therapy, this is. You're singing for your sanity here. Well, don't try to kid me, man cub, 'cause I made a deal with you. What I desire is man's red fire to make my dream come true. Well, give me that secret, man cub, come on, clue me what to do. Give me the power of man's red flower so I could be like you. Whoa, whoopie-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you. Woo. You see, it's true that an ape like me can learn to be human too. That's better. One more time. Whoopie-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you. You see, it's true that an ape like me can learn to be human too. Can learn to be like someone like me. Can learn to be like someone like me. Well done. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now, don't you feel better for that, eh? Huh? Oh, please yourself. Go on, rewind it and have another go. You know you want to.